Welcome back to Class Problems, guys. Kai over here with my friend Jim Foreman here. Dude, great having you again.
Good to see you again.
All right, so we've done multiple videos with Jim, and if you guys haven't seen them, definitely see them. They're very, very educational. And Jim is with Ferro Concepts. They got great gear, and you're also with Zenith Firearms. You do consulting there, right?
Correct.
All right, and today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about top 5 Showdown of our favorite firearms out there. I picked mine. They're more like fighting guns for me. I don't know what yours is. We don't know each other's list. We're going to go ahead and kind of put our list head-to-head against each other and see which one is better. You guys are going to decide in the comments section. But before we get there, Jim, tell us about yourself a little bit for those who don't know you.
Yeah, retired from the SEALs, did 27 years about 5 years ago, and working those 2 jobs and just doing what I can. And enjoy coming here and doing some videos with you.
There you go. And you're also with Active Crisis Consulting, and they do a lot of tactical type training and all that stuff. So definitely check them out. With that being said, is your list ready? You good to go?
Yep.
You confident about
I'm
this?
good, yeah, a little nervous.
A little nervous. All right, you shouldn't be. All right, let's get going. Number 5. And my number 5 is going to be obviously Glock 17, Glock 19M. M for modified. This is the FBI's contract gun. In this case, I've got the Glock 19M MOS version. I had the non-MOS version assigned to me, but they're all the same. I love this thing. It basically kick-started the Gen 5. This is a Gen 4. All of these touches that the FBI did basically created the Gen 5 for everybody else, so thanks to the FBI. That's it. What's your number 5?
So funny, my number 5 is also a pistol, but it is the 226, and it is my favorite because, of course, Navy SEALs use this for like 30 years, and it is super reliable. It's got a decock. There's no safety, but just like the Glock 19. And it was tough for me because like we did switch right before I retired to the Glock 19, which is now my favorite pistol. But I gotta give this weapon credit just because it's so damn reliable, and I never had it go down.
So one of the things, and I want to talk about that, you guys operated in sand, water all the time.
Right.
That thing performed pretty well in sandy conditions?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that says a lot.
Solid.
Yeah.
Strong spring, lube it up, and you're good to go.
Wow. Okay. So, quick question before we move on to number 4. During ops and all that stuff, obviously your main gun is your rifle, and that's a secondary. How often did you find yourself switching to that secondary? Did you often at all?
No, not too often.
Okay.
Just prisoner handling or during ships, small spaces, tunnels, things like that, we'd switch over, but pretty rare.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, let's move on to number 4. And number 4, Jim, you're on deck.
All right, so my number 4, we don't actually have one or anything similar to that, but it's a 40 mic standalone.
Okay.
So Asian K is a good one, but like I love that weapon because especially like in rough terrain, you could lob rounds in there, something that the more direct weapons can't get to.
Yeah.
Indirect fire.
You operated in Somalia, right?
Correct.
So you probably used that over there, right?
Somalia, Afghanistan, yeah.
Gotcha. 40 Mark. I have not much to say about that because I have zero
and
experience.
then the bigger weapons go up to Mark 19, which is an awesome platform. You're shooting that thing out, thousands of yards, getting some good results. And so it's just a great indirect fire weapon. And as you will see, my weapons I'm choosing is like they're inclusive. Like you don't want to just have all 5.56 or rifles or machine guns and things like that. You want to have a variety of weapons.
That's the difference between the FBI and the Navy SEALs, I guess. I have zero experience, obviously, when it comes to grenade launchers or anything like that. So I got nothing to say. I'm sure it's great. Mine is the 6-hour MCX Spear chambered in .308. And I wanted to choose a different caliber, right? And Spear, guys, I know there's some controversy to go around with when it comes to 6 hours. The whole P320 thing. But this gun, I've been shooting this thing here in the last 3 years almost, right? Fantastic. We never had any issues. It shoots extremely well. And I really love the capability of the 72x51 NATO. And it really does reach out and touch certain things, still go through certain body armors. So I feel like this is a very capable platform from 6 Hour, and with the combination with the caliber, this is incredible. So I wanted to have it in my list.
Good weapon.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section, if you agree or not. But anyways, let's move on to number 3. All right, and my number 3 is going to be obviously another 6 Hour product. No, I'm not a SIG shill. They just are great. This is my personal 6 Hour MCX Rattler LT chambered in 300 blackout. Again, this is my PW. I literally brought it from home. This is what I use to protect myself. One of many, let's just say. Right here, collapsible, obviously, a brace. I do need to SPR this thing, right? Got the 6 Hour Romeo AT on top of a Unity riser. Shout out to Hallie over there. And obviously shout out to Morgan at 6 Hour. Got that little SMS laser on here. I do have Cloud Defensive Light on here and Q Trash Panda on this thing. So as it is. But my favorite item on this gun is, and I have to show it to you guys because it's got a sentimental value for me. And it is my Ferro Concepts Slingster Sling. Take a wild guess. This sling was given to me by Jim Foreman here. His own sling that he used for years. He just took it off his gun. He just gifted it to me, so thank you for that. And I've been using that on my main gun. So there it is. This is my number 3.
Good job. Yeah, I actually have the same weapon. I just need to get that stock.
That's right.
Or brace.
Exactly. We'll get you going with that one. So what is your number 3?
So you saw me bring it up here.
Yeah, I did. I have nothing negative to say about that.
249. Awesome weapon system, 200 rounds. A squad automatic weapon. For SOCOM is the Mark 46. But I also have to give a shout out to the M60 E3 machine gun, which is the 18.5 pound badass 7.62, which the Mark 48 took place of.
Yeah.
But you need those type of weapons. This is awesome because you got the 200 rounds is very light to take. Like I was talking about that Mark 12 over there, that's like 13 pounds. This is going to be like 16, something like that, 18. So I'd rather take something like this. And oftentimes in a squad or a platoon, we'll have up to 4 to 6 guys carry this. And we definitely have that on our point element. So we have a point man and then a saw gunner right up next to him.
Okay, so
most of our contacts are up front or at an angle from the front.
And then you use this to do what, like
lay down, overwhelming suppressive fire. To get their heads down, and so we can maneuver or do what we need to do next. So we're not just the worst thing you can do is your point element walk into an ambush, and so there's not, if you walk into that kill zone, there's not much you could do, So if they don't take this guy out first, he's going to be laying down some lead real quick.
Wow, that's really cool. We've actually featured a couple of these over at CF Contest. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, check out CF Contest, Google it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Then let us know in the comment section if you guys would like us to feature, again, one of these over at CF Contest. This is not a machine gun. This is a semi-automatic version, but you're obviously talking about the fully automatic one.
Correct.
Cool,
which looks just like this.
Just like this. So thanks to FN actually making some of these guns basically 1-to-1 for us civilians. Yeah. So, no, this is really good, man. I love this thing. I've fired this thing only at semi-automatic configuration like this numerous times. I can't imagine how full automatic feels like. I'd love to try someday. But really cool. All right. Well, let's move on to number 2. And number 2, Jim, you're on deck again.
You saw me walking this off the shelf.
I did, and I hate you for it. I didn't have this one.
Mark 12. So this was my recce rifle, sniper rifle, very similar to this, a little bit shorter suppressor. But how I had this configuration was, 30 round magazine, of course. I did have a bipod. I had 2.5 to 10 power scope with a
12 o'clock.
I had a 12 o'clock red dot on the top, and so how I used this was like it was my recce rifle, right? But then if we did CQC, I would also use it for that. I didn't switch out or anything like that because you don't have 2 weapons. You don't want to carry 2 things. But my red dot would be anything for the daytime, like 0 to 80 yards, like headshots all day long. And then, of course, I had my laser for nighttime operations. And then I had a 10 power scope. And I had 700 yard dope on this gun. Our armor helped me out. We made it into a 1/4 minute gun. So, which is a pretty tight group.
What was the brand? Yours was Mark 12?
Yeah, Mark 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So, 1/4 minute gun, is a badass gun. There's not many of us that could shoot 1/4 minute. And so it was a challenge to get to that point. Yeah. But when I got there, it was, 700 yards body shots all day long. So,
wow.
And then, of course, A lot of guys prefer the 308. I preferred the 5.56 with a varmint round. So,
why?
Because it would drop people. So just like a varmint round going through a groundhog, prairie dog, squirrel, it basically explodes on them. It knocks them down. So 5.56 full metal jacket, green tip, goes right through people.
Yeah.
So with your adrenaline, you're just moving out. You could get shot a couple times and still move out, not really realize you even got shot. If it goes right through, it doesn't hit anything significant. So the varmint round stopped that.
But no, that's very significant. But obviously that wouldn't defeat any body armors or maybe some intermediate barriers.
No, you're doing. I mean, to get hit by any 5.56 round is going to put you down. You know, it was. You know, we hit guys in the chest rack, things like that. They're still going to get hit pretty significantly. And
Gotcha.
they're going to do a stutter step.
Well, anybody who's questioning the capability of 5.56 out there in the comment section. Here it is, real world experiences. So, yeah, it may be tiny, but that thing is moving fast.
It's moving fast, and like the soft tips are the way to go.
Gotcha. Good stuff. All right, well, nothing negative to say about this. I kind of wish I had this on my list, but I didn't think about it. Not that I have any experience with it. But my number 2 is going to be right here, the MP5 10 millimeter. That's it, not the 9 millimeter. I actually am. This is the 9 millimeter here, obviously, that what we're portraying. But I want the 10 millimeter on my list. MP5, you can't go wrong with it, right? They have. I know the 10 millimeter is not as proven as the 9 millimeter. I get it, but still, it's the H&K platform and the ones that the FBI obviously had. I'm sure to this day the Bureau still has them, but. They have successfully used them. They really didn't have any issues as far as I know. And 10 millimeter power over 9 millimeter is just, come on, you can't match that. So
yeah,
that's mine.
I like it. Yeah, it's a curveball for me. As you know, Zenith makes a MP5.
ZF5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I have one.
And Navy SEALs, especially in the 90s, early 2000s, had MP5N, which is the Navy version, which made it a little bit more easier to work in the maritime environment, and it was an awesome platform. The only issue was the 9 mil, you know, but we liked that on the ship because like we didn't want to over penetrate.
Yep.
But the 10 mil is an awesome round, and I think if Zenith works something like that on an MP5 platform, we would have some good sales.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one that's there consulting them. I'm sure you're telling them about that. But I have talked to, obviously, Peter over there for a 10 millimeter. He said he's going to work on it, but we'll see. But I truly believe Zenith MP5 clones are the best clones out there.
They're pretty badass.
Yeah, so nice. All right, let's move on to our number 1. But before we do that, Jim, we're going to talk about our honorable mentions. Now, I have my honorable mentions. I have a couple, but I don't want to really kind of keep going with a bunch of different guns because this was already hard to make. But I'm going to go with Barrett MRAD right there. So that gun, I mean, I'll even, like, I don't want to even grab it from the wall, but right there, guys, you guys can see it. Barrett MRAD, that one is chambered in 338. They've got multiple different calibers, like 308 ones, which, again, we featured it over at CF Contest. Let us know in the comment section if you guys want us to feature that one, which is chambered in 338. SOCOM sniper rifle. It is known to be one of the most accurate sniper rifles ever made, and it's, you know, modular. You can actually disassemble that thing and put it together very fast in the field. I love that thing. I think it's badass. Some people probably thought that I was going to talk about the Barrett 50 BMG. It is great, but I feel like that's it right there.
Yeah, I like the multiple calibers for sure.
Yeah.
That, as people mostly know, that 50 cal is a 2-minute bullet.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. The bullet.
Yeah. I mean like where it's 2 minutes of an angle, so it's not super accurate at distance, but it's more 50 cal is more for big equipment.
Anti-material stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you could afford that 2 minutes.
You know, I've seen a lot of people, you know, shot even above 308 caliber, but I've never seen a person shot with 50. Have you?
I've seen the effects of 50 cal for sure. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that's probably devastating right there. So it doesn't matter where you hit, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, MRAD, I think, you know, if you just want to get out there, hunt, you know, you want to hunt a big game, whatever. I understand that's for anti-personnel, but you can still hunt with it. That's a very accurate gun. That's my honorable mention. And real quick, Beretta 1301 Tactical shotgun. That's it. All right, what's yours?
Mine is the 870 shotgun.
A pump action Remington 870.
I love that thing. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I love that thing too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm old school, right? So I grew up with that thing, and we used to do competitions with that, and the Winchester, and I loved the Remington. It was just way more. It's a super simple weapon, very simple, as you know. But yeah, that thing.
Right there.
Breaching, here we go.
Here it is.
Super simple. Take out the little stop out there, get a couple extra rounds in there. But this is, a very effective weapon.
Yeah, you see this is kind of decked out with Wooks.
Yeah,
wood furniture. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I like it too. When I was at the state police, they actually issued us the 870. I loved it. I mean, it's known to be the most reliable pump action shotgun out there.
Super reliable, could shoot
durable,
dirt, sand, coming out of the water, all that stuff. It's it's going to go off.
Yeah, it's great. Any other honorable mention?
No.
All right. I thought for sure you'd have the MP5, but all right. Let's move on to number one. And number one is going to be obviously the H&K 416, but this one is not exactly a 416, pretty much same thing. MR27, in fact, you guys see this side, it's gonna be better. Right here, H&K MR27, this is the one that replaced the M249 squad automatic weapon, because the bad guys were seeing that, hey, you know what, those guys are the machine gunners right there, let's take them out first. And so the military kind of replaced that with this to kind of make it look like any other rifle, but it's not. It's got a far beefier barrel. This is the civilian version. The military version is beefier. It's got a bayonet lug, Marines obviously. Super rugged handguard like H&K does. Like 416 is known to be extremely rugged. And you have, the additional different kind of magazine.
Yeah, so my only question was like, okay, so if there's a squad automatic weapon, where's the bigger mag? And then Ryan popped out this.
Right there. We got a 60 rounder right here.
60 rounder that on the side, it looks just like a 30 rounder. So they are definitely trying to disguise it as a regular infantryman's rifle.
Yep. And
this reminds me of a story, Flag of Our Fathers. So the guys that had the BAR, their squad automatic weapon, were getting picked off by the Japanese. And so all they would do was take off the sling. So it would look like an M1 Garand.
Yeah,
right?
so they don't.
So same idea.
Wow, that's pretty cool. But yeah, H&K, you can't go wrong. I mean, I'm a huge fan of H&K 416s, and I don't know what yours is, but I couldn't think of a better gun right now to make it number one. Not that the other guns weren't. I'm a huge fan of 6 Hour as well, but 416, man, robust.
Yep.
I love this.
So Ryan saw my list before we started. I have the 416 too. He saw my list, so he brought it up for me. Awesome weapon system, 416 with an 11.5 inch on this one. Mine was a 10.5 inch, a little bit shorter suppressor. But we got the IR. We got, of course, a 2.5 to 10 power and a red dot, which is how I carried mine. Mm-hmm. And people might say, why would you have a 10.5 inch with a 2.5 to 10 power scope? I had that because in the daytime, instead of having binoculars, I was recce. So instead of having binoculars and all this, I'd have a 10 power scope to look through this. And then just like my 16 inch Mark 12, I had a red dot that covered everything up to 80 yards. And of course, in the house at night, I had my laser that just took care of things. So awesome weapon. So the 416 is a gas piston. And,
yeah, absolutely.
And so a lot more reliable. This weapon is super reliable. It works super well in dirt, especially that moon dust in Afghanistan that we had, things getting clogged up. And it's more of a maritime weapon system just because could work in the water.
Yeah, so you guys would jump with these rifles on you into water and all that, right?
Correct.
I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah,
right?
so obviously we'd want to have a weapon bag, but oftentimes if we swam in, I would prefer just to lube it up, tape it up, just to keep the sand out and just walk off without having the problem of unzipping it, because that takes time, you're exposed. So we want at least half of you guys to come in with your weapon as is and just rip off some
tapes and stuff.
Tape, yeah. And the tape, you just shoot through the tape.
Yeah. Oh, That's really cool.
Yeah.
And this is the all-new H&K MR556A4, just unveiled at SHOT Show. Shout out to Tommy over at H&K. I love this thing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely my favorite rifle, and I'm glad this is also your number one. So.
Yeah.
That's real cool, man. Great stories behind your selections. I love that. I'm sure people in the comment section who are watching this will feel pretty much the same. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Whose list was better? Is it Jim's, obviously, Navy SEALs, or the FBI selection? We're kind of using that because, these two organizations, they're very well known. But, guys, also let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What is your top 5 fighting gun or a showdown gun, and why?